Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Sitaram. We bid you welcome to the San Fernando District Scout Headquarters. During tonight's proceedings, there are no planned safety drills. In the event of an evacuation, a public announcement will be given. You are kindly asked to proceed calmly and quickly out of the hall via the two exits located on my right, but your left. You shall proceed down the stairs to the muster points located at the posted sign on the front or northern wall. We remind you that washrooms are located to the back of the hall on your left, and we ask you to please sit and enjoy our festivities and have a pleasant evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So right now, we'd like to ask you to please stand at attention for the national anthem of our beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. All right, you may be seated. Thank you, Jaden Ramratan. All right, so welcome once again to this evening's Diwali proceedings. My name is Kyle Doman, and I am one of your MCs for tonight. This is Latalia Mason, who is also one of your MCs for tonight. So I'd like to turn you guys over to Latalia.
Hello, good night, everyone. I'd like to introduce our opening prayer by past scout Craig Sibu.
प्रेम से बोलिए श्री महागणेश भगवान की जय. So Jai Sitaram everyone, and today as we have assembled and gathered for this beautiful program put together by members of the San Fernando district, we would like to start with prayer. Just as with anything in life, we start to put God first. So on this occasion of Diwali, let us clasp our hands and close our eyes as we pay respect to God. God is one, but He takes many different forms for the different purposes. So on this occasion of Diwali, we pray many different incarnations. Auspiciously today, we remember Mahalakshmi Mata. So let us join in prayer. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. O God, you who are known as Shri Ganesh, you are known to be worshipped first. O God, as we enjoy and we start this program, may we have no obstacles at no time. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. O Lord, we have all gathered here. May there be peace in our gathering. May there be no quarrels in our gathering. May our gathering have successful fruits that can benefit the entire world. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya. O God, our prayer is that may we be led from untruth to truth. May we be led from darkness to light. May we be led from mortality to immortality. This is our prayer. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
We'll also have our Ganesh invocational bhajan by Mr. Craig Sibu.
गणपति देवा गणपति देवा मंगलम मंगलम गणेशं मंगलम 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 गणेशं मंगलम मंगलम देवा देवा गणपति देवा देवा गणपति देवा विनाशक जन सुखदाय विनाशक जन सुखदाय मंगलम गणेशाय देवा देवा गणपति देवा मंगलम देवा देवा गणपति देवा मंगलम गणेशं धर्म 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 धमग निधि धानि निधानि निधानि गमनि सा तू भी आई तू ही दिवा मेरी माँ तेरी तू ही दिवा मेरी माँ तेरी गजाननं गगनाधिसेवितं उमासुतं शूलविनाशकारकं मङ्गलं गणेशाय देवा देवा गणपति देवा मंगलं गणेशं देवा देवा गणपति देवा विनाशक जन सुखदाय विनाशक जन सुखदाय मंगलं गणेशाय देवा देवा गणपति देवा मंगलं देवा देवा गणपति देवा मंगलं गणेशं
All right. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Assistant District Commissioner for San Fernando, Planning and Development, Mr. Jonathan Nanon, who will bring greetings on behalf of our District Commissioner, Mr. Curtis Dinleal. So, ladies and gentlemen, in about 3 seconds, please make some noise for Mr. Jonathan Nanon. Well, only didn't wait the 3 seconds, so though. So now you can make some noise to Mr. Jonathan Nanon.
Thank you, Kyle. So, Master of Ceremonies, Kyle Duman, National Scout Commissioner, Mr. Mark Ainsley John, distinguished religious leaders, my fellow Scouts, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you welcome. The Festival of Lights is indeed a beautiful time to celebrate on the blessings that you have received with your family and your loved ones. The glittering lights, deyas, bamboo designs, and lanterns fill the sky. The beautiful decor and outfits, along with the rich aroma of all the wonderful food and delicacies. On this auspicious occasion, marking the return of Lord Rama, his wife Sita, and Lord Lakshman to Ayodhya after 14 years in exile. On their return, the villagers lit all of their lamps to light the way, where the bright reflections of the light and the purity of their welcome created a golden embrace. In this regard, let us not forget that one light can dispel the darkness of hate, indifference, laziness, loss of faith, despair, loneliness, false pride, an overinflated sense of entitlement, and various egos. As the Scout song says, hide it under a bushel, no. I am going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And when each of our lights come together, it is also then that we can truly shine. We must also be mindful that with every light source, we must be protective and proactive, as the fuel in our lanterns need replenishment, or the light will eventually dim and stop. The vessels that contain our lights requires maintenance. Otherwise, the fuel will leak out, or the light itself will go out a lot sooner, or even not shine as efficiently. And all lamps must be cleaned from time to time for it to shine more brightly. This can be applied in our daily lives, where we must take time to replenish our minds with new ways of thinking and the adoption of ideas and practices. We must take care of our health and that to which we have also been entrusted. We must be kind, charitable, and helpful to those around us, starting from our own homes and then radiating outward. We must maintain beliefs, faith, and our teachings to make us into better members of our family, communities, and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. How do we do this? For my fellow Scouts, by remembering and living our Scout law and promise. On behalf of the District Commissioner of the San Fernando Scout District, the San Fernando District Scout Council, my fellow commissioners, we extend to everyone, especially our Hindu brothers and sisters, best wishes for success, prosperity, renewed joy, faith, love, and family togetherness. We ask you to please continue to follow all COVID guidelines and to also continue to keep safe. Shubh Diwali.
Thank you very much, sir. And at this time, we'd like to welcome our Deputy National Scout Commissioner, Dr. Joel Bisnat. He's in charge of program on a national level. He'll bring greetings on behalf of our National Scout Commissioner, Mr. Mark Ainsley John. So please make some noise for Dr. Joel Bisnat.
Good night, everybody. Sitaram. Thank you all very much for joining us, making the time to be here with us this evening. I'd like to recognize the presence of Mr. Jonathan Nanan, Assistant District Commissioner for Planning and Development for the San Fernando District, Assistant District Commissioner Mr. Shamid Mohammed, in charge of program for the district, Headquarters Commissioner for Rovers, Ms. Primichi Sijatan, Headquarters Commissioner for Rovers, Mr. Krishan Panilal, for Ventures, Mr. Krishan Panilal, and our National Youth Commissioner, Ms. Mohini Sijatan. Thank you all for being with us here this evening and for doing your part in making this ceremony a reality. I would also like to acknowledge all of our viewers on our live stream and those who may be viewing or recording later on, the wider association, all of our leaders and youth members for spending some time with us to acknowledge the significance of Diwali and its relevance to our national community. So Diwali has been rooted in many stories. It has lots of religious significance to the Hindu community. But with festivals like these, you find that a few of them tend to resonate more with people. So you would notice, for instance, that the majority of the Hindu community acknowledges that Diwali is one of the greater festivals or the most significant festivals for the year. At the core of what Diwali signifies is this concept of knowledge over ignorance. So knowledge is what is going to guide us towards the path of success. The lights of Diwali are supposed to signify that, so that those will be guiding lights that we can see physically, but within our lives, we need to make decisions as well. Today, in the world, we are bombarded with information. We have so many different sources of news, ideas that come at us, and we really need to make a willful choice to not accept ignorance. And I think that is what Diwali is really about. Knowing for yourself that you choose to seek knowledge, to seek the truth, and make your decisions and live your life that way. So tonight, for instance, our Prime Minister is returning from COP26. So COP26 is a meeting of leaders across the world, and they have been discussing how we as a population, as humanity, are going to face with the climate crisis, because we have a lot of big problems to face. And we as a country have conflicting interests. Our economy is built on oil and gas, but at the same time, ocean levels are rising, temperatures are rising, and we are feeling the effects of it. So we can either continue to be ignorant and pursue the path that we have been pursuing, or we can make the change that we know is the right change to make. And for all of our young people listening, you are the ones that have this future to live. You are the ones that need to make this change happen. You are the ones that need to advocate for this change. And this evening we have our two young MCs, Mr. Kyle Doman and Ms. Latoya Mason, who are both very active youth members of our movement. And it's great to see them being here, taking the lead and leading this function this evening. All right? So at ScoutsTT, we really hope that you, the youth members, continue to guide us, the leaders, because we are the ones that should be following you. You are the ones that should tell us where we should go. All right? So thank you all very much for spending the time with us this evening, and I'll hand over to Mr. Duman.
Thank you very much, sir. So right now we'd like to welcome a group from Third Asia who will be doing a song for us. I will not tell you the name of the song. They will tell you that when they get here. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Ramdan brothers and family.
Namaste, Sitaram. We would like to wish each and everyone a happy and holy Diwali. Today we're doing a bhajan entitled Varade. Please feel free to clap and sing along. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma,
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 Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
मेरे मन के अंत कमस में ज्योतिर्मय करो,
मेरे मन के अंत कमस में ज्योतिर्मय करो,
मेरे मन के अंत कमस में ज्योतिर्मय करो,
मेरे मन के अंत कमस में ज्योतिर्मय करो।
जय जय माँ, जय माँ,
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 जय जय माँ, जय माँ।
वरदे 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 वीणा वारिणी वरदे
वरदे वरदे वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे
वरदे वरदे वरदे वीणा वारिणी वरदे
वरदे वरदे वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे।
जय जय माँ, जय माँ,
जय जय माँ, जय माँ,
जय जय माँ, जय माँ,
जय जय माँ, जय माँ।
निर्मल मन कर दे प्रेम तुल कर दे,
निर्मल मन कर दे
भर दे प्रेम तुल कर दे सबके सपनमती हो ऐसा हमको वर दे 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 मेरा वादनी वर दे वर दे वर दे वर दे मेरा वादनी वर दे जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ सत्यमयी तू है ज्ञानमयी तू है सत्यमयी तू है ज्ञानमयी तू है सत्यमयी तू है ज्ञानमयी तू है प्रेममयी भी तू है हम भक्तों को वर दे 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 मेरा वारिनी वर दे वर दे वर दे वर दे वीणा वादिनी वर दे जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ सरस्वती देवी तू है महालक्ष्मी तू है सरस्वती रिद्धि तू है महालक्ष्मी तू है सरस्वती देवी तू है महालक्ष्मी तू है महाकाली भी तू है हम बच्चों को वर दे 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 मेरा वारिनी वर दे वर दे वर दे वर दे मेरा वारिनी वर दे जय जय माँ जय माँ 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 जय जय माँ जय माँ
Let's hear it again for the Ramdan brothers and family for that beautiful performance. It's my pleasure to introduce Pundit Abedanan Prasad Sharma, our featured speaker. He's a seventh generation Pundit of the Prasad Sharma family. He went to India and studied our Hindu heritage and scriptures, then returned to Trinidad and Tobago to spread the light of the Sanatan Dharma. I welcome to you Pundit Adebanan Prasad Sharma.
Sitaram. Sitaram. And a pleasant good night to each and every one of you, to all respected elders, all members of the Scout, and to our respected doctor, to all those who are viewing via social media, and by other means. We're indeed very happy to join with you this evening to celebrate with you Deepavali 2021. Before I bring a message, we will join in a prayer as we invite everyone to join your palms together, visualizing the beautiful form of the Divine Mother, Ma Lakshmi Devi, who is the goddess of light. And we pray that any form of darkness that exists in our lives, whether it's physical, emotional darkness, intellectual darkness, or spiritual darkness, Ma, may you bless us. Please let your light shine within our bodies. Please let your light shine at the level of our mind with inspirational thoughts and positive thinking. May your light shine, O Divine Mother, at the intellectual level, that we are blessed with knowledge to dispel the darkness of ignorance. Not only academic knowledge, but self-knowledge, knowledge of our true nature. And O Divine Mother, we pray that spiritually, may we never lose faith in you. Let your light shine from the altar of all religion. Let your light shine from the altar of all race. Let your light shine in our beautiful country, Trinidad Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. And Ma, as the world is affected by the darkness of COVID-19, we pray that may your light shine to dispel this evil force that is affecting the lives of millions. O Divine Mother, we pray for those who have lost their lives to COVID. We pray for their soul that is eternal and everlasting, that your light will guide them to peace and eternal happiness. We pray for those who are at our hospitals right now, begging for a chance to take one breath. Ma, please extend your healing touch and your healing hands. May your blessing be upon our doctors and our nurses and the healthcare workers. Give them the strength, the courage to keep on keeping on. Ma, for it is your blessing that manifests in the form of strength and inspiration and courage. We thank you for blessing us thus far. We thank you for your grace and your mercies, and of course, your presence in our hearts, in our homes, in our lives. There are many who are going through economic crisis. There are many people who would not have had food today. There are some who do not know where their next meal is coming from. There are some who do not know where their next salary is coming from, O Divine Mother. So dark is the times that we are living in. Please accept our prayer tonight. Please accept our love tonight. Please accept our bhakti and our devotion. And as Bhagwan Krishna have declared, one leaf, one flower, one fruit, or even a drop of water, tonight, Ma, the drop of water comes from our hearts. Please accept this drop of water of love that flows from our eyes. May you bless the youths who are present here tonight. May you bless the Scout team for making the sacrifices that they make time and time again. May you bless them to grow as an institution to great heights. We thank you for the leaders. We thank you for the youths. We thank you for all Scouts. And we thank you for you in our lives. Om Padmasanasthite Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Jagatstite Jaganmata Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Stula Sukshma Maharaudre Mahashakti Mahodare Mahapapahare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute. Let's all say together for those who know this prayer. Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute. Together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace in our bodies, meaning good health. May there be peace in our minds, meaning positive thoughts. May there be peace for our soul, meaning freedom, liberation, Shanti. Diwali is a time, as our previous speakers spoke about, of light conquering darkness. It's about good over evil. It's about positive prevailing over negative. And regardless to whatever religion or race we might be, it doesn't matter, because every one of us needs the light of love. Every one of us needs the light of knowledge. Every one of us needs the light of peace. Every one of us needs the light of God's love and mercy. And every one of us needs the presence of God in our lives. And you call that God Mother or Father. You call that God Krishna or Ram. You call that God Allah or the Prophet Muhammad, upon whom be peace. You call that God Jesus or Saint Michael. It doesn't matter which form of God you pray to. What matters is what is in your heart when you pray. And friends, Diwali is a time to remind us about what is inside of us. It's a time for us to reflect upon what is within. And this is why the Hanuman Chalisa is one of a very simple but very beautiful, powerful text in Hinduism that tells us that you must always take out the mirror of your mind, look at the mirror of your mind, and see your reflection, see what is inside of you. And if you do not recognize what's inside of you, that is the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the dharmic or righteous way of life against the negative way of life, if you do not acknowledge, my friends, what is inside of you, then we would not like others to point it out to us. So therefore, don't wait for somebody to tell you what's good about you, and don't wait for somebody to tell you what is bad about you. You see it for yourself, and you hold on to the good within yourself, and you hold on, and you let go rather of the bad or the negative within, from within us. Every one of us, we have the two, positive and negative. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, we are living in very challenging and very difficult times. It is, we hear a few people say, Doc, they say now it's COVID time. They said that's the time we're living in. It's COVID time. So we have to be so very careful. In Hinduism, time is divided into 4 ages. It is Satyug, Treta Yuga, you all know? Third one, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. It is said that the Satyug is the golden age, where golden things happen. People are blessed with golden thoughts. In Treta Yuga is the silver age, where from the golden we have now dropped to silver, which is a little bit cheaper. And then from the Treta Yuga, or the silver age, we have gone into the copper age, which is copper, the Dwapar Yuga. And then from the Dwapar Yuga, we have come into Kali Yuga. This is the iron age, the dark age. And my friends, in every age, the Lord took avatar according to Hinduism. In every age, he manifested in different names, in different forms. He came whenever his devotees called on him. And a devotee means a person who believes in him. He always comes, whether he comes as a mother, he comes as a father, he comes as a friend, he comes as someone that you least expect. But the Lord comes. We must have that faith in our hearts. And in Satyug, he came to destroy 2 demons. One demon was called as Hiranyaksha, and the other one was called as Hiranyakashipu. And those names are real difficult, right? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha was terrorizing the world. Not India, He was terrorizing the world. Hiranyakashipu terrorized his own son, Prahalad. Then the Lord came in the form of Varaha avatar, and it's kind of impossible to believe that the Lord will come in the form of a boar. He came in the form of an animal to get rid of this demon called Hiranyaksha. He killed him, and he lifted the earth from beneath the waters, and he placed her to where she is today. And he then came as Narasimha Bhagwan to kill the demon called Hiranyakashipu, because here was a father who was evil, terrorizing his own child. And friends, as we all know, children are innocent, children are pure, and the Lord came to protect the purity of his son, of that child, Prahalad. Then the same two demons came again. In Treta Yuga, they came back as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and the doctor mentioned about Ravan, the demon, who Sri Ram had to kill in order to go back to Ayodhya. And this is when the celebration started. But I want you to note one thing, friends, very interesting. Ravana had 10 heads. The head of anger, the head of lust, the head of greed, the head of ignorance, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and all these heads Ravana had. And you know something? Every time Sri Ram shot one of the head of Ravan out, who can tell me what happened? The head grew back. You know, if you're reading the Ramayana, right? And you see that God Ram is fighting a demon, and every time he shot one of the head of Ravana, the head grew back. And he shot all 10 heads off, and all 10 heads came back. And friends, you are reading the scriptures. You might say, these Hindu books is real drama, boy. Can't believe these things, isn't it? It is so, like, unimaginable. You know, if you shoot somebody in the head, that person can't come back. That person done. Ravan's head was growing back. And it is to show, my dear brothers and sisters, that our scriptures is applicable to every age that we live in. Tonight I want to ask you all a question. Have you been hearing the word mutation recently? Have you been hearing the word mutation? Have you been hearing the word variant recently? In relation to what we are experiencing in the world today? Friends, mutation and variant started way back in Treta Yuga, and even in Sat Yuga, and even in Dwapar Yuga, where these demons, whenever they would get an arrow, what you call a blow, they would mutate. They would come again and again and again. But we have to shoot them in the right spot. And that is why, my friends, when Sri Ram was shooting this demon, Ravan, and he was not dying, he kept on mutating and getting stronger. Vibhishan, who was the brother of Ravan, who was a noble soul, he came and told Sri Ram, he said, my lord, you know, you are shooting Ravan, but he is not going to die because you're shooting him in the wrong spot. And Sri Ram, the Lord, acting like a human being, wanted to honor Vibhishan, and he said, please tell me, where should I shoot him, Vibhishan? He said, you have to shoot him where life has started, in his navel. You have to shoot this demon in his navel. And Sri Ram smiled because he already knew what he had to do, but there was a message he was trying to give. We can't go into that tonight because I know my time is limited. But Sri Ram sent that arrow and shot Ravana in his navel, and his life ended, my dear brothers and sisters. Ravana died. He got the shot in the right spot. But how many arrows he had to shoot before? You know, my brothers and sisters, you know the demon of Kali Yuga is who? Who the demon of Kali Yuga is? COVID, duh. Isn't it? This thing mutating and this thing getting so many shots. One shot of Pfizer, one shot of Moderna, one shot of AstraZeneca, one shot of Sinopharm, one shot of Sputnik, one shot of Cuba something, one shot of Brazil something, one shot of Indian something. He is getting all those shots and he mutating and coming back with all different forms. I wonder if he is getting it in the right spot. And I want to be applicable tonight. Where is the right spot? No, don't go and tell the doctor you want the vaccine in the navel, you know. Please don't. But Panditji, we got the vaccine in our hands. If you did, is that the right spot? Friends, let us interpret this. The right spot is the navel where life begins. And life begins in God's creation in the human race. This is simply my thought or my thoughts and interpretation of how this can be applicable in our lives. And so, maybe if the human race gets the right shots of whatever is to be done, we can get rid of this demon called, what you call, COVID. Ravan mutated. And that's the point I want to make. That the demons will come again. Evil people with negative thoughts will mutate and they will want to come back with vigor, with new vigor and new vitality and new strength. But remember one thing, when God or Goddess is on our side, we are going to win this battle. Ravana and his brother Kumbhakarna were killed. They came again in the Dwapar Yuga as Kamsa and Sisupal. Lord came as Bhagwan Krishna and killed both of them. In Kali Yuga, this dark age that we are living in, he is going to come. He is already here. We have to believe in his power. We have to believe in the light of the Divine Mother. We have to, my friends, surrender and do what is right. You hear every day through the media conferences since the past year and a half, wear your mask properly, wash your hands properly. Where's the other one? Stand 6 feet apart. If not, you go 6 feet below. Isn't it? And these are the protocols we have to observe. Now, in relation to the times that we are living in, we are celebrating Diwali. And this is a time of light. And this light represents the light of love. Tonight, I pray that may we all be covered. May our country be covered. May the world be covered in the light of love. May the world be covered in the light of knowledge. May the world be covered in the light of humility. My friends, humility, why? Because we are here today and tomorrow we may not be here. Therefore, there is no need for anger and ego and all these low tendencies to, feel as though you are better than anyone else. Live down to the earth, live humble and live simple. This is what Diwali reminds us of. Let the light of humility shine. And regardless if you have 1 degree, 2 degrees, you reach your master's and you have graduated and you are some big person in society. The Prime Minister of India, Modi, Prime Minister Modi ji, when he became Prime Minister, he went to his mother and he bowed to his mother's feet like, we do in Hinduism. You touch your mother's feet and you bow. And we believe that's the greatest blessing you can get in your life. When you bow to your mother and your father and you show them respect and love. So he did that. And she blessed him. And she said, son, do not, I will tell you in how she said it couldn't speak proper, what you call English. But said, son, do not take the bribe. Do not take the bribe. Because darkness encourages negatives. Light encourages inspiration. To the young people tonight, I know that you are living, that we all are living in these challenging times. If you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling worried, if you are feeling anxious, if there is anxiety building up inside of you, the way to deal with it is try to divert your mind. You are the driver of your life. You are the driver of yourself. If you are driving a car or you're riding a bicycle, you have to maneuver that vehicle or that bicycle over the holes, over the speed bumps. It's your life. And you have to talk to somebody that you can trust, somebody that you can confide in, maybe an elder, clergy person, a pundit, a pastor, an imam, someone you know who will guide you and who will really, help you out of anxiety. And one of the recommended spiritual ways to get out of it is by doing jap. Chanting the Lord's name, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Do anything in life. For those who are listening on social media and those who are here, do anything, but do not go down into depression. It's a very sad state to be in. If you realize you're going down there, chant the Lord's name. Talk to somebody. think differently, divert your mind, do something, think about something that inspires you. Look at some movie that will help you to change a trend of thought. Because depression and anxiety and things like these only takes away from us. We do not want this to happen. We don't want this to happen to our children, to our youths, the youths of Scouts, and I know my kids were in Scout also. Now one is at university level in Canada, and one is in upper 6th year, and they did remarkable. I want to thank you on behalf of my kids for what you have done as Scout leaders and the Scout team, mold them into something unique, and for this I want to thank you all. And this is why I'm saying to all the youths, motivate yourself, inspire yourself. And this is the meaning of Diwali. This is the meaning of Deepavali. Let the light be your guide. Let the light shine from within. And always be aware that you don't have to light the light. You are the light. I repeat, you do not have to light the light. You are the light. I'm very proud that Mohini is one of the team leaders. She's my goddaughter as well. And Mohini, God bless you and your parents and of course your brother. And to all of you, God bless you. With this message tonight, I would like to conclude and wish each and every one of you a happy Diwali and Merry Christmas. Christmas next.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and for taking the time to be with us this evening. Just before you go, I'd like to welcome Mr. Shiv Prasad, who will give you a token of appreciation on behalf of all of us here. All right, so right now we'd like to direct your attention to the screen on my left, which will be your right, for a celebration of Diwali by our first Cedar Grove Scout, Kristen Lee Dayanan.
Sitaram, Diwali is a very special occasion for Hindus all around the world. It is known as the Festival of Lights and signifies good winning over evil. When translated, Diwali means the rule of lights. It is India's biggest and most important holiday of the year. There are many stories about Diwali. The most common one is about Lord Ram and his wife Sita's return to Ayodhya. Another is about the goddess Lakshmi emerging from an ocean of milk after being summoned by the gods and the demons. There is also one about Lord Krishna defeating an evil king. East Indian indentured laborers brought the festival of Diwali to Trinidad and Tobago when they came here to work on the sugarcane plantations a long time ago, more than 175 years ago. Today, not only the Hindu community celebrate Diwali, but people of other religions also participate. It is a public holiday. Homes are cleaned and decorated with lighted deyas. New clothes are worn. Sweets such as parasada, barfi, and kurma are given out. Foods such as roti, pumpkin, chana, aloo, and sweet rice are served. I love kurma and sweet rice. Diwali reminds us to turn on the light of knowledge, wisdom, goodness, and godliness in ourselves. I would like to wish everyone a Shubh Diwali, which means Happy Diwali.
All right, beautiful. So moving ahead, bright like lightning, we'd like to welcome from 5th Naparima, Mr. Shiv Prasad, who'll be doing a special on the harmonium. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shiv Prasad. Wow, that was beautiful, right? Put your hands together again for Mr. Shiv Prasad. All right, so right now we have another very special number from a scout from 31st Trinidad. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Caitlin Sawan, who will be performing a dance for us. So Caitlin, the stage is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Caitlin Sawan.
रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए।
Let's hear it again for Miss Caitlin Sawa. Such a beautiful number. Now we have a video on the art of making kruma by Ariane Ramsabal from First Cedar Grove.
I'm grade 1. Today we're going to be making my grandma's famous recipe of kurma. We're going to be using flour, butter, elaichi, cinnamon, coconut milk, and then after it's fried in oil, we'll make a nice coat of ginger flavored crust. We're going to be using ginger and sugar water. She's kneading the dough now. She mixed the butter with flour. And now I'm going to pour this when she says it's okay to pour it. And now I poured it. And now my grandma's kneading it with that. Wait, I got a bit of it. There. I'm gonna pour the coconut milk in the butter and flour and elaichi and cinnamon powder. The cinnamon powder mixture. And that is enough. Ones, this is what it looks like when it's all kneaded together with all the ingredients. You can see that when I put my finger on it, it bounces it back. So I'm rolling the dough here. And then my grandma's gonna make them into kurma shapes. Now it's being fried till golden brown. Guys, now we're putting in the ginger into the sugar water and then it'll turn into a sticky glue-like syrup. This is what it looks like after it's fried. My grandma's adding the syrup and stay very far, kids. This is very hot. If you even touch that, you will get burned. And that's how you make kurma. This is lovely.
You know, in ScoutsTT, we have a lot of talented cooks. And I'm kind of surprised after that video that we don't have a ScoutsTT cookbook as yet. Just putting it out there for all the upper heads, you know. I could volunteer to be taster. It isn't a problem. We now have a song from Craig Sibu.
Bolo Ram Sitaram, Bolo Ram Sitaram, Bolo Ram Sitaram. जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते, जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। वो राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते, जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। एक राम नाम के जप से हर कष्ट मिटे जीवन का, एक राम नाम के कप से पावन हो मन जन जन का। एक राम नाम के जप से हर कष्ट मिटे जीवन का, एक राम नाम के कप से पावन हो मन जन जन का। जो राम नाम बिसराते वो पग पग ठोकर खाते, जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम। एक राम नाम ही जग में हर बेरा पार लगाए। एक राम नाम का सुमिरन मन में उजियारा लाए। एक राम नाम ही जग में हर बेरा पार लगाए। एक राम नाम का सुमिरन मन में उजियारा लाए। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते भव सागर में फंस जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। एक राम नाम से पढ़ के कुछ और नहीं है सच्चा। कबीरा ने यही बताया, तुलसी ने भी यही वाचा। एक राम नाम से पढ़ के कुछ और नहीं है सच्चा। कबीरा ने यही बताया, तुलसी ने भी यही वाचा। जो राम नाम मुख लाते वो धन्य धन्य हो जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते। जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। 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 सिया राम जय जय राम।
Thank you again, Mr. Sibu. We now have a dance item from the UE Rover unit from Sitara Bal.
जटाटवी गलज्जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बितां भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिकां तमड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव शिवम् जटाकटाह सम्भ्रम भ्रम निलिम्ब निर्झरी विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान मूर्धनि धगद्धगद्धगज्ज्वलल्ललाट पट्ट पावके किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रति प्रतिक्षणम् मम सदा शिवं भजाम्यहं सदा शिवं भजाम्यहम् ॐ नमः शिवाय।
Down,
Such an energetic performance by Ms. Val. Now I have the HUC Commissioner for Venture Scout, Mr. Krishnan Punilal.
Sitaram and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I've been given the honor of presenting the vote of thanks for tonight's proceedings. Firstly, I'd like to express thanks to God, through whom all things are possible. Secondly, I'd like to give thanks to Pandit Abedhanand Prasad Sharma for giving such a delightful and informative feature address. Next, I'd like to give thanks to everyone in our audience tonight, whether physical or virtual via social media. I'd like to give thanks to all of tonight's performers. Such talent we have right in our youth members. I'd like to express thanks to all parents, leaders, and well-wishers who worked hard to make tonight's proceedings a success, abundant with decor, music, and very importantly, food and refreshments. If there is anyone that I have omitted, mistakenly, humblest apologies. We do appreciate your contribution, and so once again, thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Commissioner Punilal. We must close as we began. So I would like to invite Mr. Vikash Chairam for closing prayer.
Sitaram to all. Please assume a position for prayer as we recite Tvameva Mata. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vedya Zavinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Nam Deva Deva. O dear Guru, you truly are my mother and father. You are my relative and my true friend. You only are my wisdom and wealth. You are my divine light. We will now recite prayer for Diwali. Om Jai Lakshmi, Goddess born from the struggle between good and evil, guide us toward the light. In a world where plenty is possible, let us end hunger, thirst, and homelessness. In your nurturing hands, let us seek refuge from want, fear, and violence. With your grace, let our world be reborn in your image, where all needs are met, immorality and love are abundant, and whereby we are free. Om Jai Lakshmi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vikash. As we come to a close, on behalf of myself and my co-host, Kyle Dorman, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out here tonight, from our present headquarters commissioners, from our leaders, scouts who performed and provided entertainment, and our specially invited guests. I'd like to thank you for your support
in all these things.